We're live, people.
Live,
Let's get this.
You got the, you got.
Breeze Nation, what is going on? We are so excited here. I got the squad in the building.
Yeah.
It's kind of light, but it is.
It's
I got my
only two of
man
us.
Drew in the building. Super producer Joe Hope coming at you guys. What's going on, Breeze Nation? How y'all doing out here? I know we're all excited to see what is going on with this Bears schedule. And our boy, we got Pat Designer going to be on Fox 32. I said, I was supposed to go on 6:45, but he said it for 7. I said, no, let's go ahead and get a little precursor here. Let's go ahead and just, set the table right. You know what I'm saying? And then we can go in and watch as they go live in about 3 minutes from now. Let me see. I got to shout out, well, actually, I can't control. That's right. I'm not able to control that. So I think I saw who's number one in the chat, man. I gotta pull that back up. But Cat's been waiting, man. I think it was straight somebody. I forget what it is. Shout out to everybody out there. Crim's in the building. I see Dilla Vetter, Ollie the Cuz, Illamatic, Saw James, Daryl Davis, Booby, Strife. There was Strife. I think it was Strife was number one.
Give him flowers out there, man. Number one in the chat.
Yeah, man. Who was it? Somebody in there said something to the effect of Jordan about a meaty day.
hey, what a scheduled out it is a meaty day,
Already, Drew, we already got 100 in the chat.
Oh, 100.
100 in the chat. 100. So, what we're going to do is basically we're going to check out our guy as he's on Fox, and hopefully he doesn't, you know what I'm saying? He should handle this thing. I'm not even worried about Steve.
No throat butter again? No,
you better not.
He's better. Oh, man, if he do, he never going to let that down. Never going to live it down, man.
I was thinking too, if you can go over to, if you're able to go to Chicago, Fox 32, the Chicago football schedule release, put Breeze Nation in the chat. Let's represent for the Breeze Nation, for the Winter City Breeze out there if you can. Already, the first 4 was us. I saw, let me see, who was the first one. I think it was Michael Anthony was number 1. I was number 2. Jeremy Garth. What's up, Jay Garth? Terrell Dactyl Pops. Of course, Pat's dad, Stephen Morzani's in there. And I see Picasso, Serrato, and Nova 312. What's going on? So I see y'all over there, man. So yeah, we're gonna basically, as what I'm going to do or try to do is update the schedule. I've seen leaks, but I don't believe the leaks until I want to see what actually comes out with this actual Bears schedule. And so I'm gonna try to update the graphic of it. So I believe Minnesota's week 1. They're claiming that's a Monday Night Football game.
Oh, first game out Monday night.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. That's prime time.
That's pressure.
That's prime time.
That's pressure.
They like, look, Chicago ain't playing around. You didn't spend all this money on offense to sit there and score 5 points. They coming out.
It doesn't. And Minnesota's got a good defense. So we're gonna be able to put to the test early to see if all these offseason moves are come to fruition, for us to be able to get out the gates early.
Exactly. Just to be a modern NFL offense, man, will be so exciting. Already, man, we got 200 in the chat, by the way.
200.
We got 200 in the chat. 200.
Oh, yeah, everybody's showing love to Pat. Get out there, man. Watch him on Fox 32.
I think they're about to go. Is he about to go live now? We're waiting.
Well, just a few minutes, man. But so are we going to do a premonition of the ending, or you want to wait?
In terms of the season, what we think?
Yeah.
Of course, we got to do our schedule. What we think is the record's going to be. I gotta still get 11 wins out of this.
Oh, 11
somehow.
Somehow, man. I was leaning toward 9 and 8, but I'm thinking that we're gonna get another extra game or so. So I'm changing my prediction about 10 wins. 10 wins. I see it.
Shout out to Jeffrey Smith. He said, "What up? What's going on? What up, Joe? What up, Drew?" Shout out to my guy Jeffrey Smith. Appreciate you. Let's see. Yeah, Eric's talking about big shout out to Pat moving on up. Yeah, we're proud of Pat. Man.
Jefferson's moving on up
to the east side with a deluxe apartment in the sky.
Oh yeah. He needs to get on.
Let's do it. We're just, as long as he's not wearing shorts.
Come on now. Yes, it is.
I don't know if we should say that, but he had a.
No, don't put him out there like that. No, don't put him out there like that. Don't.
Let's
don't,
just
don't
say
throw
he
him
had
under
an
the bus.
opportunity one time. He showed up at a spot and he showed up in shorts. It was like, I was
Oh,
like, what?
man.
No, you don't do that.
Like I said, man, hey, can't throw his business out there like that, man.
Oh, actually, you know what? I forgot to put the let me put my title back in there. Actually, shout out to Baki in the building, Mutt Greer. People, if you can, go ahead and put your schedule predictions out there. What do you guys think the Bears are going to do this season? I'm curious to see what everybody's thinking. Like I said, I've maintained about an 11-win season, and because you also don't know how every year is different. You can
oh,
there he is.
Goes.
Pass on TV, baby.
Pass on TV with Luke Canellis.
Yeah, Pat.
Hey, he's out there. He got his power blue shirt on. Look at him. Got the Chester cheese. Oh, don't say he got his makeup so good. He got his makeup fresh to death. No, man.
Yeah, get them likes up, y'all.
Yeah, get the likes out there. Look at him. Look at him on the Fox 32.
So we got Rick Tellender, you got Luke Canellis, and I forget the lady.
Didn't he use a write for the Tribune?
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
I think he's a write for the Tribune.
I remember like
the Sun Times. No, he was on the Sun Times.
Possible.
Yeah. He's been on writing for the Bears for years.
Mm-hmm. So that's the only disappointment so far. If I'm correct, we're not going to.
We're not going to Vegas.
We're not going to New Orleans.
New Orleans.
I don't think we have New Orleans. Look at that, Pat Morazzoni.
Pat Morazzoni, ESPN Chicago.
Oh no, we are at the Raiders.
That's why
we're at but we're not at the Saints.
Yeah, that's why I thought we was going to Vegas. I thought it was at Vegas this year.
Yeah, home against the Saints. I wanted to go to New Orleans.
Right. Oh, well, we traveled there like a few years ago, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was maybe 2 years ago they went down there. I think it was one of those extra conference games.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Chubbs82. He said, "Holy crap, I was actually looking forward to going back to Vegas."
Bro, I was on there with you. Like, man, put my Vegas trip.
We are going to Vegas.
We are going to Vegas.
Yeah, week 4 is at Vegas.
Oh,
no, Vegas is still there.
Oh, week 4. That's early October.
Mm-hmm. And it's gonna be hot.
Buddy. Oh, buddy.
It's gonna be hot too.
Oh, buddy. No, it's gonna be good in October there. Oh, I'm excited with that one. It's meaty. I'm getting tingly over the Vegas trip.
I need a tingle sound.
Okay.
Okay, so we
do got
Dallas.
Minnesota
okay.
West.
Okay,
Detroit,
so far the
Dallas
week is right.
Early Vegas. Week 4, early bye. I don't like the early bye.
Yeah, I don't like that week.
And then we got Washington. We got Washington as a
at Washington.
Yeah, I know, but it's a revenge game.
It's definitely gonna be a revenge game. I mean, they need to be ready to go out there and play. Like you said, I think, like you said too, it could be possible that there's a sophomore slump, but you never know. He was like Jaden Daniels really kind of played more of they kind of scaled it back. Actually, we keep going over the schedule. So week 7 at home against New Orleans. Week 8 at Baltimore. Week 9 at Cincinnati.
That's tough.
Week 10.
I like that one.
Home against the Giants. Week 11 at Minnesota. Week 12 versus Pittsburgh. So home at Pittsburgh. Week 13 at Philly. Week 14 at Green Bay. Week 15 home with Cleveland.
I like that.
Week 16 home with Green Bay. Week 17 at San Francisco, and then the last week is home against Detroit.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough. So we got what was it? About 4 primetime games I saw.
Yeah, so far they based off this little leak that I had, I guess it was
4.
There's a Sunday night football game against the 49ers.
Yeah, that was the end of it.
Yeah. You got a Monday night game against the Commanders, a Monday night game against Minnesota.
Yes.
There are no Thursday night games, which actually I like.
Oh, I don't like Thursday night games.
Yeah, I hate Thursday night games.
Yeah, because you don't get a good product on Thursdays. Usually.
No, they're usually beat up. They're trying to get through the week.
It's very, very vanilla game plan.
Dexter Boykin, I am working on that graphic as we speak, my guy. So let me get that for you in a minute.
Yeah, but going back to the start, going down on the run thing, we can get out the gate against a good defense to actually show how far our offense has gelled over the offseason going against Minnesota, because Minnesota has a top tier defense.
Yeah.
And with us formulating our new offense under Ben Johnson, it's going to be a good test to start out the season with Minnesota.
It definitely will, because they made additions to their team. Like, their defense didn't get worse. They actually got better.
They got better.
The quarterback situation was still.
Well, we still don't know if JJ is going to be healthy or if they're still going to go after Aaron. It's still a possibility for him.
I want JJ McCarthy to be healthy. I want him to be there because I want them to start a rookie quarterback. I love it. I hope he's the start quarterback, please.
Yeah, no, but it still haven't been released if he's going to start. He's the number one, but he did have a setback with his health over the winter, so they're not showing if he's going to be ready, to start week 1 yet. So that's still, that's still going to be a possibility up there for them or Aaron.
I got to take a picture of
Pat. You're going to take a picture of Pat on the screen?
I just got him.
You got Pat of Pat?
I think I got Pat on there.
Yeah, okay. But, then we got Detroit. That's another, that's a tough game. That's a tough back-to-back division starting to start off.
Mm-hmm.
So that it's we don't have it.
No, they do have a Thursday night game. Week 13.
Week 13.
Thursday night football at Philadelphia. Oh, they got to go to Philadelphia on Thursday night.
It's not really Thursday night. It's
that's Thursday night.
No, I know, but that's Thanksgiving.
Okay.
That's Thanksgiving. So that's a little bit different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we got we got a lot of 3 o'clock games. Look at that.
Yeah, no, that's good stuff.
So we got, like I said,
dude, the watch parties is going to be on this season. Dude.
If it's 3 o'clock, yeah.
Dude,
okay. So out of the first 6 games, I got Minnesota as a win. I got Detroit as a maybe. I got Dallas as a maybe. Vegas is definitely a win.
You can't maybe it.
I can maybe
win or loss.
No, I got to maybe.
Give me a win
I got
or
to think
loss.
about it. I got to think about it. This is just coming out, and then I got a win in Washington. So I think we can get.
The record's gonna be 3 maybes and
just 2 maybes. Just 2 maybes. Just 2 maybes. I got 2 wins and 2 maybes, and then I don't know.
I don't think the records work like that.
We haven't seen. I haven't seen no training camp yet, so it's a maybe for right now. Because you got to see, because you got some injuries that always happen in training camp, and you got to see the development of the rookies, and then the people came back in shape.
Yeah.
So so those a couple of those are maybe yet, because Dallas is tough. Dallas got new offensive weapon in Pickens, and they retooled their offensive line a little bit.
Yeah.
And you got Dak coming off injury, so it all depends on that. For me, if Dallas is a win or a loss. So that's why I say that's a maybe.
Yeah, I'm not worried about.
No, because you got them going to the Super Bowl.
I never said that. I've never, ever said that. I just said a division contending team, maybe first round playoff. Now, anything past that is a win, but I expect them to compete to get to the playoffs. Not necessarily championship, but you never know. It could be done. But the problem is that week 5 bye week is so... It's tough, man. That's early. You're going to be beat up by the time the end of the season comes, and hopefully we have enough depth, and hopefully we have the team can just stay healthy, because that's going to be the hardest thing out of all of that.
Right. So I definitely see that, but
hold on, I want to see what we're just kind of catching Pat as they're all talking there on the Fox 32 Chicago, that is.
Yeah, so like I said, man, I'm optimistic out of those first 6 games. I got 4-2. I give you 4-2. I'm gonna give you. Give you a potential loss at Dallas. Dallas is at home though, so I don't know. So I'll give you the Detroit loss maybe, because it's still early, and
I'm gonna just take this picture because I don't feel like doing all this extra stuff.
What's that? Are you gonna screenshot it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm looking at, like I said, you know what? Optimistically, you could be 4-1. You could be 4-1 starting out.
But the only reason why I'd say that it could go that, because no one knows what the Bears are actually going to do. There is no tape on the last year's offense for them, and if they have all these weapons and they're healthy, they could come out But a lot of times, to be honest with you, if you've watched football over the years, a lot of times offenses take a long time. They take a while to get their rhythm. And so if the defense is healthy and ready to go, hold on, what's your passing? Pat killing it, boy. Pat is shout out to Pat, boy. Pat is killing it, boy. That boy, he dialed in, boy. Hey, exactly what he's gonna do. He's like Frank the Tank on Old School. When it's like and remember how he was in the debate.
Oh yeah. He said, ain't no shucking and driving with Pat on Fox today.
Pat has got it, boy.
He's suited and booted.
Hey, Doug Tate said that boy practiced in the bathroom.
Yeah, he got all his lines out. He got it written out. Make sure he's right on point.
Monday night, October 13th.
Yeah, that's the
this is they're talking about the Washington
game after the bye. Mm-hmm. But a lot of teams do come out strong after the bye, and even though it's like I said, it's an early bye, you never know what kind of injuries you might have towards training camp where you get that extra bye kind of helps out. But I prefer a bye in the middle towards the end because once you get a little tired, you're gonna need that week at the end.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
But we got a little depth, so we might be able to get a good rotation on the defense to keep a lot of people fresh.
Hold on, what did you say?
It does. Oh, it is definitely a revenge game. You got to beat them at Washington. You got to beat them based for the. You got to get revenge for the Hail Mary.
It's not really a revenge game.
It is. You lost on the Hail Mary. You got to show them that was a fluke.
No, it wasn't even that. The Bears bungled the game. It wasn't
a fluke though.
Yeah, but I'm saying it wasn't like, oh, y'all suck. They had them dead to rights. We technically had beat them in the goof. Our coaching staff goofed up the game and they just threw the ball. It wasn't like y'all suck. We whipped y'all up. Our
coaching staff blew half of it and Tyreek blew the other half. So therefore, you got to make a statement because Caleb has to make a statement because they saying Jalen was the better quarterback. So we have to go out there and show that he is a better quarterback.
But what I'm saying is it's not that they actually literally it's not like Washington came out here and was like, yo, y'all suck. We're going to beat y'all. They're both starting rookie quarterbacks. They were both trying to eke out a win. It was a terrible game, tell you the truth. It was hard to watch.
It was bad, but you have to.
And then Caleb did some Superman stuff where we actually had the game and we were going to win it. And then our coaching staff goofed it up. It wasn't like they would punch the guy. It's not like back in the day where they injured your player, they talking trash, whatever. It was like, man, we hoping to get a win out of here too. It's just that at that momentum, Washington took it and just kept going, and we had momentum, and we just went the other way.
I know, and that's why this is a chance for us to get rid of that mojo, that evil mojo that happened at that game. So that's why that
mojo gone. They got rid of it.
That's why I say it's a revenge game because a lot of players are still on that team that has a. If you heard the locker room talk, they gave that game away. It was a lot of bitter people in that locker room.
Yeah, they fell apart,
and it carried on to the next week.
Right.
So for me, we have to go out there and show Washington, like, hey, what happened right there was a fluke. We are the better team. Because they went to the playoffs, deep in the playoffs last year. After that,
I see Crimson. He said the week 3 game against Dallas is our revenge game. Revenge against Eberflus. Eberflus. I mean, I guess
I don't know about revenge game about Eberflus, but he's gonna have the defense set up for us though, which is
not. But they don't know.
No, Eberflus' defense is still always good, and you got Michael Parsons coming off an injury, and I think they got another linebacker that's coming back off an injury. So their potential for them to be hungry, and Michael Parsons on the contract year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm concerned about Dallas's defense.
Yeah. Hold on, let's check out Pat Small. I mean, I'm really proud of Pat, man. He is holding his own, doing his thing. He's next up, man. We trying to take Breeze Nation to the next level, man.
Hey, man, real talk. ESPN is bringing back Rich Eisen for his own show, and they look like they're doing a lot of podcast and stuff. So it's potential if he does well on here, man. You know, as they say, sky's the limit.
I mean, this is add to the resume. That's all.
Definitely.
He's safe on his 9 wins crap.
I told you 9 wins. Hopefully 10, but 9 wins is safe.
Week 14. The James Houlihan, the Packers. We play the Packers week 14 at Green Bay first, and then we play them week 16 at home.
I guess, you know, but as they say, guess who's undefeated in Packerland?
Caleb Williams.
Yes. As they say, FGB.
Yeah, FGB. Can we put some FGBs in the chat, by the way? You know.
Oh, wow. Look
okay, Pat.
You
get the selfie in there?
Get a selfie in there? Okay.
Are they done? So is that it?
I don't know. I guess maybe. I don't know.
What's funny is we got more people on our show than they have.
Hey, you know.
That's it. And they're still on camera. They're off.
There's no more sound on there.
Unless they're doing did they say we're going commercial? I missed it.
No, he said he's going to bring back something later on. So I guess maybe they're doing another part of the nightly news because Fox does have a sports segment.
Oh, it was okay. So it was a commercial break.
Yeah, no, that's not commercial. They bringing in this guy.
Oh,
Pat.
And they swapped out the other guy.
Tellender. Yeah, Tellender.
So Rick Tellender.
Yeah.
All right, let me get this. Let me put this graphic up for these. Let me see. Did I save that? So
I don't know. Like I said, as Pat said, man, you know, we definitely on a safe 9 wins.
I'm not. I'm going 11, and we're gonna break this down in a minute.
You're gonna roll it, huh?
Yeah. What the heck? Because the other thing is, you got to also go into. You got to think about it this way. Not every team, every year is different. Now, of course, something crazy could happen, and we may not be ready to go and play, and you know, and somebody got hurt and our schedule, you know, our season's ruined, blah, blah, blah. But for the most part, you know, the Vikings are not the same team. You can't, when you change quarterbacks, it's not always an easy thing to do.
No, it's not.
You got, who else is it? I mean, Detroit lost 2 coordinators. That is not easy to do. Now, maybe they're able to do some attrition and bring in.
They did bring in some capable, you know, offensive minds, but I do think it's, you know, it is going to be a change, but you know, at Detroit is still a tough game. So that's why I said, you know, that's one of the ones we potentially lose starting out.
Yeah, but my point is that it's not the same team. So the same rhythm, the same whatever.
It's the same team. It's just not the same coachings.
That's different from last year. It's definitely a situation of a different vibe, different energy. I mean, what? How did I do that? Oh, this. Yeah. You know, these dang iPhones and all that stuff. They'll literally move your stuff from one to another. Can I put this on here? Okay, good. I can. Woo. All right, let's do this. We're going to zoom in here and just do it like that. We're just going to borrow from them and regular season and then cut that a little bit. And boom, this is what I got. Woo! All right. They got. Let me zoom this back in some more. No, don't do that. Can I? So we got Minnesota week 1 Monday night game 7:15. They got Detroit noon game Sunday at Detroit. You got the Cowboys week 3 3:00. They're home for the Cowboys. They go to Vegas. So I wouldn't be surprised if we actually. You kind of could come out. I think they could beat the Vikings at home. No one knows what they're going to do.
I think the Vikings at home. Like I said, I think
they go to Detroit and beat them.
I'm not sure about that because Detroit at home. If that's their season opener at home, you know they're going to play well. They're going to want to come out because they have to show that just because they lost their top 2 or 3 assistants that they are still capable of winning the division. So I'm skeptical about the Lions. The Cowboys, I'm skeptical about that too. Definitely think we got the win at the Raiders. Definitely got to think we got the win at the Commanders. The Saints are in transition.
I'm not even scared about the Saints because they got a rookie quarterback. Derek Carr just retired.
Yeah,
Baltimore's tough though.
Baltimore's definitely tough at Baltimore.
Noon game.
So I'm scared. I'm scared of Action Jackson.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's actually the Cowboys are coming here though. I'm not scared of the try. They could actually literally go like 4-5-1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So I'm at.
They could go 6-1.
I'm at 3-2.
They go 6-1 at Baltimore.
I'm at 4-2 at Baltimore.
But see,
we're gonna end up losing either Baltimore or the Bengals, because at Bengals we're gonna have to score 40+ points.
And they're 2 back-to-back games because you got to go home. You're home against the Saints,
and then we're going to roll for 2 against the Ravens and Bengals.
Right.
I think one of those 2 we're going to take an L in.
I say Baltimore. I mean, that's tougher. Cincinnati. If they don't have their offensive line right, they're already talking about Trey Hendrickson is not going to play on his contract unless they get that fixed and all that type of stuff.
But they re-signed all of the offense. So I'm leaning towards maybe more winning the Ravens game, because it's going to be a lower scoring game compared to the Bengals game, where we have to have Bear Force 1 out ready to score 40 points.
I gotta get that,
because we have a good defense, but do we have a good defense to hold down Jamar Chase? Oh boy, what's the other wide receiver that they just re-signed?
You said who for
Cincinnati?
The third. You talking about the third guy? Breeze Nation knows.
I can't think of his name. The other wide receiver they just signed.
Yeah. They just Tyler Boyd.
No, Tyler Boyd was a slot.
Who's the other guy?
Yeah.
I know you're talking about. Yeah, they got him back.
Yeah, they signed him back. So their offense has got everybody back, and they plug some defensive offensive line holes.
Mm-hmm.
So they are going to be they're going to be formidable on the offense. And so it all depends on how defense. If we end up getting Trey Hendrickson from them, then that changes the outlook of that. But, like I said, I think we're going to lose the Bengals and beat the Ravens. So then we got the Giants after that.
I ain't scared of them.
I ain't scared of them at all.
I ain't scared of you.
I ain't scared of Russell, or as my girl says, Sierra's husband. Not scared of him. At the Vikings, that's tough because they play well at home.
Now that one I could see that being a problem at home. I could see them having it. They come T. Higgins. Thanks everybody. Yeah. I could not think of his name for nothing. I could see that being a situation where they could come out hot.
They could come out hot. That's what I say. If we beat them week 1, they're going to come for some blood week 11. And plus we'll give them 2 wins. So 2 losses. Baltimore, Minnesota. You got the Steelers at home. No, I got 3 losses. I gave them the Dallas Cowboys, so I'm at 3 losses.
Nah, you got to beat Dallas. Like if you can't beat them, like the whole point is like you're going to get to a situation where you have to make a statement. Like the Vikings, that's in your division. Detroit, you're in division, but you got to beat the Cowboys. We expect you to beat the Ravens.
The Ravens are my statement. Ravens are my statement win, because like I said, you're going to beat the Ravens, but I think you're going to lose. I think you're going like I said, you're going to lose to Dallas. I think so. I think
all right. You're going to give. I'm going to give them the win. So okay. I have them with 2 losses. I got them losing to Baltimore, and I think at Minnesota is going to be a challenge. I'm not scared of the Steelers because I don't know really what didn't they draft the running back?
Who?
The Steelers.
Yeah.
And then their quarterback situation still isn't fixed.
No, they picked up the old guy, one of the guys they had from before. So I'm not worried about the Steelers either.
I think they could beat them. Philly, tough. Yeah. That one,
Philly's a loss.
That's 3 losses.
Philly's a loss because Philly's at Philly. It's in Philadelphia, so that's tough.
Now the crazy thing is, okay, Green Bay.
I think we got to win at Green Bay.
Do we split Green Bay? Well, yeah. Nope. Does they stay undefeated? Does Caleb stay undefeated?
I think Caleb stays undefeated at Green Bay. And then we got the Browns. I like the Browns.
Well, if they're starting a rookie quarterback, if they're starting Shador,
Shador, they got Brian Gabriel. They got Gabriel too.
You mean Dylan?
Dylan Gabriel.
No, Shador is going to be the starting quarterback.
Shador's not going to be the starting quarterback.
Shador is clearly a better.
He's not. It's not for certain yet. Drew, they might start Flacco.
They're not.
Yeah.
Shedeur
But it's
is
week 15, so he might be starting by week 15.
He should definitely be starting by week 15.
So week 15. So either way, I got the Browns as a win.
They're home against the Browns. I think that they do really well at home.
I got the Packers at the win too.
San Francisco
we never play well at San Francisco, so I'm gonna take an L on San Francisco.
So that's 4 losses for me.
I got more than that.
I got 4 losses.
I got 6 losses.
Well, I have them losing. If they lose San Francisco, they lose Philly, Baltimore, and one of the Minnesota games. Because Minnesota, I mean, I'm not going to count out Kevin O'Connell. I mean, he might have the team humming by that time. Like they're running, the new quarterback. They still got a good defense. Last time I checked, so I would give them. I have 4 losses so far.
So I got 6 losses, and then we're going to lose one of the 2. I think we're going to win the last game at Soldier Field against the Lions. So I'm at 10-7. I'm at 10-7, possibly 11-6.
So that means I got them at like 13 wins.
I told you, that's why I say we got to reevaluate a few things.
I don't have to. I mean, that's just off the top.
You want 13? Okay.
I'm looking at the schedule. It's like who they're playing at the time of what they're playing. This isn't about. They're not sitting there spending all this money for all these coaches to sit there and be pedestrian. We still have a good defense. And if, the line is
6-win improvement is not pedestrian.
No, but teams have definitely teams have turned around and had 3-13 years and then turn around and 13-3. That has happened before a lot. I'm just saying, look at the schedule. This isn't about, I think this. It's just the Vikings are starting a rookie quarterback.
And NFC
Detroit has all of their coaches gone except for Dan Campbell. You can't just skip past that. The Cowboys.
That's why you got to split. That's why I take a split with Detroit.
I'm not, because I don't think they're going to have it together. There's a new coaching staff in it. Like we've seen time and time again having bad OCs, bad coordinators that come in and that don't know what they're doing. When we had Vic Fangio and he left and went to Denver, who took over for him? The dude that went to Philly and who got let go too, because then Vic Fangio went back over there. Who was the coordinator? Everybody knows. I can't remember. He was our DC. Vic Fangio left, and we had the young guy. What's his name? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Sean Desai. Defense went, boom. Yeah. Same players. Defense went down.
I know, but you look at, I think I have more faith in Dan Campbell retooling than I had Sean Desai being a good disciple.
The whole point.
So that's why I say I'm a split. You're not going to go. They're not going to go from 13-3. Should have been 14-2, all the way down to we beating them both. We're going to be realistically. I say we're splitting with them. Green Bay. I think we got Green Bay's number. Caleb plays well against them, and we just feast on boy's interception.
Well,
loves interceptions. That's why I say I'm taking 2 against Green Bay. I'm splitting with Minnesota, and I'm splitting with Detroit.
This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying the Lions are going to just be awful. It's just that they have to figure out who their new identity is. Yes, Dan Campbell's still the head coach, but when you swap out coordinators like that, that is not easy. Now, if they're able to keep the same system in place, cool. But the difference of keeping the same system and the guy who's calling the plays, that still is different. And so I don't see Detroit just dominating. Will they probably be a 10-win team? Possibly, but I don't know if they're going to be 14 wins. And they might be hung over from 2 years in a row getting to the top of the NFC and then blowing it and losing it. They may be reading, this might be it for them. By the way, we had over 300 in the chat and
300
in the chat, 300, and we got 400.
Too bad we missed Mr. Meaty. You got to listen to his pumps out there.
Yeah, where's Mr. Meaty?
Mr. Meaty, shout out to you, Mr. Meaty. But I hear
Frost.
What you're saying.
Frost 1986. They said 9-8, 8-9 period. That schedule is brutal.
That's why I say that our schedule is not easy. If we were playing like the NFC West, where 2 or 3 of those teams are 500 teams, then definitely I would give you a more, leaning towards a 12-5, 13-4. But with our schedule going against the NFC, with Dallas, you got Philly, you got Washington.
Yeah, but Dallas is not the same. Everybody gives
Dallas wins, bro. They might not win.
They didn't win last year.
They might not win Super Bowl, but they quarterback was hurt.
No,
when Dak plays, they play well. When Dak stays healthy, they are double-digit win team. So you just can't count that as a win for the Bears.
So they got offensive lineman in Booker. They did get a guard. Who was their running back?
They're
predicated on the run.
No, they picked up somebody. I can't think because Dow left.
Yeah,
they picked up.
They lost. They lost old boy Tony. What's the name? They went to.
But he wasn't that good anyway. He didn't.
He did well when he was there. Like
he didn't do.
Ezekiel Elliott. What's
they brought Ezekiel back because the guy that they had, Pollard.
Pollard. Tony Pollard was solid.
He was only solid as a number 2. When he moved up to number 1 back, he wasn't that good. Then that's where they had Rico Dowd last year. And Rico Dowd had a decent year, but they brought Ezekiel back again. So for me, if Dak plays, if Dak plays well, then I'm skeptical that we have that as an automatic W. And that's the difference in us as far as your me 11-7 and you 13-9, because it goes down.
I mean, even 11 wins is fine with me.
Yeah,
11 wins is great. As long I think we're going to contend. All I'm saying is that I'm not going to sit there and act like Detroit is the same team from last year. They're not. I'm not going to sit there and act like Dallas is scary because they have old boy from the defensive end. What you call it? Man, I can't think of nobody's name no more. Like, what's going on with me? Micah Parsons, like I know they have him, but he doesn't do everything. Now
he's on a contract year.
He'll be healthy.
He'll be healthy.
He'll be motivated because it's week 2, week 3. I get that.
So he got to show out all year to make Jerry pay him.
Yeah.
So to me, I am I'm just skeptical. Like I said, I got Dallas as a maybe, so I don't have it as an automatic W.
But they're home. They're home here. They can beat them at home if the offense is clicking. This is one of the first 3-4 weeks. The team is the most healthiest of the teams, right? If the offensive line. Now, again,
but the offense is always behind the defense, so you got to worry about our defense.
I did say that at first, but that's the thing. The only problem is there's no tape. There's no tape that you can really scheme again. You could kind of take Detroit's team, offense, but we don't know what the Bears offense is going to look like. They may come out and light these boys up. And by the way, we have played Eberflus's defense a lot because we know what Eberflus does.
And Eberflus defense, I guess what? Every year, good.
Yeah, but we have tape.
That's one thing.
But we literally have tape on them because of our practice. We actually know what they're going to do.
I realize that, but I'm saying that you still.
I'm saying they could beat Dallas, dude.
I'm not saying that they can't. What I'm saying is I'm on the fence. I said I'm on the fence.
You gave him a loss.
Maybe. I said maybe.
You gave him a loss. No,
maybe.
First you said maybe. Then you gave him a loss.
Then I said it's potential. So I'm giving you my 11-7. I'll give you my 10. I give you my 10-7 versus my 11-6, and that's in between that Dallas game for me.
I hear you.
And I guess
look, I'm not going to cook you about it. I'm saying, in my opinion, they can beat them because I don't see them.
They can beat anybody on a schedule, but I'm just.
They could beat Baltimore to a degree, but I'm gonna give Baltimore the respect that they deserve because they're pretty good.
And I'm taking Baltimore. I think we can beat Baltimore because I think we match up well, but I don't think we match up as well with the high octane Cincinnati offense.
Dude, we're bringing. Bro, we are. They don't have a defense. The difference is we actually have a top 12 defense.
That is
true. And we
true.
don't even know if Dennis Allen is going to unleash some type of cracking on these dudes because we have a defense.
Saying, but Cincinnati scored like 40 on the number 1 defense last year, and they brought everybody back. So that leads me to believe that their offense is going to be leading that team again. And with them scoring 40-some points with a bad Joe Burrow, now you got a healthy Joe Burrow. I think we beat Baltimore, but I think we lose to Cincinnati, though.
No, I'm flipping that. I think we could. It's tough. Baltimore is tough. Baltimore's consistent. Baltimore has a running game. They just extended King Henry. Like they're gonna, now if they don't have a mental challenge of them losing the game, especially with old boy dropping that touchdown in the end zone, like if they're able to recover from that and keep the same momentum, I'm not going to necessarily pick against Baltimore. That's tough at Baltimore. Cincinnati, I think they could be. Now, they could lose to Cincinnati, to your point. And they could have 2 bad losses. That's still, based off my four losses, they go 5. If that's 5 losses, then fine. But I agree with you, Mr. Inglewood. The Bengals defense is not – they're not They're not scaring nobody.
Nobody's scared.
Their only guy that gets the sacks is Trey Hendrickson.
I know, but I'm scared of I'm scared of their offense. That's what I'm scared of. I'm scared of the Cincinnati's offense.
Because but we still got a D-line. We still got a defense, though.
We still got a defense, but I don't think our defense is, without another pass rusher, I don't think we get to Burrow enough to stop him from scoring 40.
Mm-hmm. Good vibes. Said Bengals won't have Trey, too. I'm calling it. Raging Oracle believes that this is a harder schedule that you may believe. I think
I agree with him.
To Raging Oracle's point, look, of course, I love me some blue and orange Kool-Aid. I do. It tastes delicious. The reality is this, right? It could get tough by the second half of the season because it's still because of that early bye week. It does make it a challenge to stay healthy. But is San Francisco reeling by the time we get to San Francisco? And then Cleveland, like I said, they're starting a rookie quarterback at week 15. Now those Green Bay games are going to be tough regardless.
Green Bay, we got 2 and 3 weeks.
Yeah, they're going to be tough either way. But the Philly game, I ain't gonna lie, that's going to be a tough game. But again, each team to a degree could be different. It's not always guaranteed year to year. And so how we think about this team from last year may not be the same. Same thing with the Bears. Are these the same bundling Bears, or are the Bears actually going to be a bully on the block finally?
I don't know.
Because you got a defense paired with an offense.
I know we got better, but I'm not sure if we have cracked that top 5 defense just yet without having that additional pass rusher.
We don't know yet.
That's what I said. I said I don't know yet.
No, I'm saying we don't know if maybe they are. But see, that's the thing. It's an ebb and flow, right? The offense, defense. The whole point of having a running game is to keep this defense fresh. If we could actually sustain a running game with Swift, with Manangai, with all those other guys, and with the offensive line, it keeps Caleb upright. It keeps our offense can actually eat up the clock. And then we have a talented defense. Last year, we just lost guys.
You think our running backs are going to be able to? You think they're going to have a growth from last year? You think Airbnb is going to make Swift now all of a sudden a great running back?
Yeah. What kind of scheme? Okay, I don't have to say anything. Look at what the Lions did with their scheme, with their running backs.
And they also Swift was gone.
No. Swift even when he went to Philly.
Swift was gone.
Yeah, but coaching matters.
I'm not believing in Swift. I'm not. Because you have
I'm not believing in Swift. I'm believing in the running back by committee, and I'm believing in our scheme. And I'm believing that and also by drafting Luther Burden, you now have two gadget type receivers that are going to do a lot. There's going to be a lot of yak. Shout out to, we got a super chat from Dan Tanner. Said, great job, fellas, and congrats to y'all success. Well deserved. Salute my guy, Dan Tanner. Appreciate you, bro. Rachel Oracle said that depends on Billings. If it's the Billings from last year, Bears are going to get ran over up the gut like we saw the last 11 games. But see, that's also how they're used. See, again, coaching, scheme. They're not necessarily going to use Billings like Eberflus used them. We don't know how he's going to really use those guys.
I know, and that's why the speculation, I'm tempering my expectations to not drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm standing more for a middle ground about let me see what goes on in training camp. Let me see what goes on in those first preseason to see if we're not necessarily moving the ball because preseason's vanilla, but to see if they actually plays, they're getting out of the huddle, if they're actually, staying healthy. That will then allow me to give you a better, expectation of what we're going.
Okay, I'll give you this. Remember the last Super Bowl year, the 07, 06 year, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember how the running game looked with that offensive line?
I do. That was the tandem.
Yeah. So Thomas Jones, Cedric Benson. Even Rex Grossman had time to throw the ball.
He did.
We went 13-3 that year, right?
Yeah.
You had a situation where this, of course they go tease about taking a shot. But when you look at offensive line play and how effective it is, the lanes that you're opening up, it's not so much now. I think the difference between DeAndre Swift from say like a Saquon is the line gives you an automatic 3 or 4 yard lane. And then your talent will take you to your talent is going to take you to a 20-yard, break tackle, go. But the line can give you automatic, like we have those situations where you may have you could drive a truck through the hole.
But that still predicates, Jones not regressing. If Tooney staying at his all-pro level.
Yeah.
Our rookie that Pat thinks is going to start on the left side, if he's able to come through his development for him to be a solid starter better than Braxton, So
of course.
You got Coleman Shelton, and you got to wait to see how they gel, because if they are on four, we got potentially four new offensive linemen. You got to see how they gel together.
Of course,
because so you can't say that the running game is going to be exponentially better without seeing how first the offensive line gels. Like, we are always the winner of the off-season grades, but you have to wait till the product is on the field and see how they gel together before we can determine that the running game is going to be, dual 1,000-yard backs or even close to something to that extent.
Well, the way I'm looking at it is that you should see an improvement of the offensive line, period. And my point is that we have had moments where we've had a good line here or there. So all I'm saying is that you might have an actual balanced offense with a capable line. If we have a second-round starting left tackle, last time we had a second-round starting guard, that was Tevin Jenkins. And he did okay, barring injury. We can get quality starting guys. I mean, Braxton Jones started as a fifth-rounder. So, like, if we can actually get a starting left tackle in the second round, I'm happy with that, with our all-pro guys. We should see a vast improvement, because the whole thing is, can you get in front of your guy and can you block him?
And that's a big question that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, but we got at least two guys we know can. Matter of fact, Drew Dahlman we know can, and Darnell Wright's pretty good. And the only one that's iffy is the left tackle.
But we haven't, like I said, they're all good individually, but they have to come together.
Oh, I agree that they have to go. Yes,
so they have to come
all
together.
I'm saying is that
so we can't say that it's going to be so exponentially better run game without seeing them first how they play together. Because if they are not talking with each other, and Dahlman is not being the center calling out the calls and helping Caleb out and reading protection schemes, then it's not going to be too much better than it were last year.
Well, I said,
just because the all pros are all pros, they still have to communicate,
coaching
and play together and depend upon the scheme. So I agree that it should be, but I'm not ready to go all in yet.
Well, I said that at the beginning, at the outset, it does take a second for the offense to click. Defense is usually ahead of the offense. The leg up is that nobody really knows what the Bears offense is going to look like. So there's going to be 4 games at least before they figure out some tendencies. Now, if they are able to borrow from what the Lions, and if he's doing some of the things that the Lion, he did with the Lions, then they might be able to, get some tells or tip their hand to, what Ben Johnson was doing. But they could come out the bag on these cats. All right, here we go. I got a much better updated. There we go. Boom. Here we go. We could pull that schedule up one more time. So, yeah, again, I hear you, man. I mean, there's good points. It's, like I said, you're not necessarily wrong that there's going to be things. And the season is funny, too. You never know how injuries take effect. You don't know how new coaching is going to take effect. I'm just saying that I'm not scared of some of these teams, because I think Detroit, you can't just sit there and lose half your coordinators and think that it's just going to be the same thing. That doesn't always work. I mean, we've seen teams over the years.
It worked for the Pats. The Pats lost all their coordinators and was still good for a while.
I mean, if you're going to give Dan Campbell, Bill Belichick type of coaching respect, that works.
I do.
Okay, and we'll see. We'll see how good he really is.
I got faith in him that he was going to retool. That he's a good judge of talent. That they're going. I'm not saying that they're going to replicate last year or the last 2 years, but I don't think they're going to be, as they say, doo-doo water. I don't think they're going to
do the water neither. I'm just saying they're not going to. I don't think they're coming out 14-2, because you can't go through all those changes and stuff like that. That's all I'm getting at. We got another super chat from Become Your Bank Education. Shout out to my guy. He said Bears going 12-5. I like that. Let me see. So yeah, Breeze Nation, what's your thoughts? We appreciate y'all coming and checking out. I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Unless you got anything else you want to add to it.
Man, no.
I'm looking towards I only see them losing 4, maybe 5 games if the offense is clicking. The defense, I think we have a legit defense. I don't think that the Bears spend all this money to sit there and just bungle it again. I think they come out and produce actual wins this year. And some of the games that they have at home, I think they're going to win most of their home games. The tricky ones are going to be away. So, the Baltimore game, Philly game, of course, Packers and Vikings line, The Bulls say they're gonna lose all CBS games. Strife 121 says, I ain't scared of none of these teams. We just gotta show up and show out. That's kind of how I feel. Like I said, outside of Baltimore and Philly, those are the two teams I'm actually worried about the most. San Francisco is usually tough because, again, well, Kyle Shanahan ain't nothing to sneeze at. But I don't know if they're going to be healthy by the time we get to them in week 14.
It's possibly not. But like I said, just to wrap it up, I think the schedule is definitely tougher than it appears. And we have a lot of change on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively.
Yeah.
With a lot of new players that have to gel. So for me, it all depends on what happens in training camp that Ben Johnson is going to run will determine how good of a season we're going to have.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So, on behalf of my guy, Drew, super producer Joel Holt here, signing off. Let's go see how this season plays out. Also super proud of our boy, Pat, the designer, for actually getting up there on Fox 32, holding his own against some heavyweights of Chicago sports.
Yeah,
doing his thing, man.
Been out there for a while.
Yeah, man. So we're going to sign out from here. It's good to chat with y'all. Y'all be good. Also, make sure you like and subscribe to the page and help us keep growing. And be on the lookout. Also, get some merch. We got the website up, so if you can, go to the page. And then stay tuned. I mean, eventually we're going to probably have some, with the schedule out, we can now start planning some watch parties, probably at least 2.
More than that.
At least 2. We'll probably do a couple more over the season. Yeah. And hopefully we can get out there and network with some of you guys and hang out. And we'll go from there. All right, y'all be good. And signing out, y'all. And I'm giving them more wins. We're going to win.
That's
win. Cowboys suck. Ain't nobody scared of them.
You ain't got to be scared for them to be, Hey, got scared.
I don't know. Dak to me is cool. He's a regular season killer, but
it's the regular season and it's early.
It is early, but I ain't scared of no flus.
I'm scared of defenses because defenses are good up until like week 4 or 5, and that's when the offenses start taking off.
No, that's true.
So, and that's like in our first couple games,